Hello everybody, this is Forza Motorsport here. Also, you're not on the screen. Show yourself. There, come on, you're almost there. There you go. Hello everybody, this is Forza Motorsport here, and welcome to the 2020 Xbox Game Showcase Live Reaction Special.
Halo Infinite.
So yeah, so first of all, straight off the bat, I'm just gonna mention, so this live stream was originally gonna have Russell in it, but then I decided not to have Russell in it because his behavior yesterday was very bad. But today he has become a YouTube poop, so I decided, well, we're gonna let Russell on for today because today is a very special occasion. It is the Xbox Live Reactions thing. Now, you guys are probably wondering what's on the site for today. Well, now we are going to, today, this live is going to be an interesting one. So we're going to react to the Xbox Game Showcase. Now, so I guess now I should mention, I wasn't actually planning on doing this live stream originally, but then Russell was like, "Hey, Frony, you should do an Xbox Live reaction stream this year." And at first I felt long and hard about it, and I was like, no, and then I was like, Russell really wants me to do it, so I might as well solve all suit and do it. So that is exactly what I am doing today. Yeah. So it is currently 11:16 a.m. I usually don't do a live stream this early in the day, and I will probably not do a live stream this early in the day ever again, unless, or at least not for a while, unless the demand is high or it is very important. But yeah, usually I do not do live stream this early. Usually, I'm not even up this early. You know, usually I wake up at 11:30 a.m. because there's no reason to wake up any.
I forced him to wake up.
Shut up. Usually I don't wake up any earlier than 11:30. I usually sleep in until then. But today I just set my alarm for 10:30 so I would have 45 minutes to get set up for a live stream, which I did. And yeah. So you may be wondering. So the actual Xbox showcase will be starting at 12, but I decided to start this live stream 45 minutes before that because we're gonna have our own pre-show. So today we're gonna be talking about Xbox Celsius. We're gonna be talking about racing games in 2020, and specifically and importantly Forza Motorsport 8. So let's get into it. So Xbox Live reactions. Now, we did do this 2 years ago for E3 2018, the Xbox conference, and that was really all in the sake of Forza Horizon 4, because Forza Horizon 4 was a new Forza game, and it was going to be exciting and stuff, and it was going to be banging the coaches. It was awesome. And I'd say that E3 2008, like that moment in E3 2018 when the Forza Horizon 4 trailer was playing, was the highest point of the year. And then I played the game later in the year, and it was good. And the only thing that annoyed me about it was the fact that it was poorly optimized on my computer. Yeah, that's the only thing about Forza Horizon 4 that really bugged me, just the poor optimization on PC. It was fine on my Xbox, but PC it was awful. So, yeah. In other news, anyway, yeah. So that's we're gonna do something very similar this year. We're pretty much doing almost the same thing. Today, they will be showing, or they will more likely be showing, Forza Motorsport 8. And that is going to be the big talking point of today. You know, like a couple years ago was Forza Horizon 4. This time it's Forza Motorsport 8 because we're getting a new Forza game. Because we didn't get a new Forza game last year. Only enough last year Forza did appear up at E3. Like last year, I didn't think that Forza was going to be at E3 at all.
Your PC is a big potato.
Shut up. Yeah, but last year I did not think that Forza would be appearing up at all, but then the Lego expansion took quite a long enough time to develop, and it wasn't until E3 2019 that the Lego expansion was revealed, which I have played on the channel. So if you're interested in watching me playing the Lego expansion for a couple hours, you can go into my Forza Horizon 4 playlist. Yeah, so I did play the Forza Horizon 4 Lego expansion on the channel the day that came out. I will probably not be playing more Forza Motorsport 8 the day that it comes out on my channel, but I will make sure to get playing it on the channel as soon as possible, probably this Christmas, when we get to say Merry Winter Holidays. So anyway, so Forza 8. Now, so I guess to begin, so since we're on the topic of Forza Motorsport 8, first thing I want to get into is sort of my expectations of the game. Now, Forza 8 is an interesting cookie because Forza 8 was supposed to come out. Well, I say supposed to come out. If the original schedule was going, Forza Motorsport 8 would have came out last year. But Forza Motorsport 7 was released in a pretty bad state. Like, you know, like Forza 7, it was unfinished. The game crashed a lot. It just wasn't. It wasn't a very pretty experience. So Turn 10 were like, okay, Forza 7 is really in the dire need of a lot of work. So,
I see how this bingo game would work.
So rather than get to work on Forza Motorsport 8 right now, we're gonna spend an extra year working on Forza Motorsport 7, which will also give us an extra year to figure out Forza Motorsport 8. So we can only assume that Forza Motorsport 8 has been in development for the past 2 years, and this is the year that Forza Motorsport 8 will be revealed. They've had an extra year to work on the game, so I'm hoping for something that is good. You know, I definitely do not want something that is rushed, unfinished, crashes a lot. You know, I mean, I just want a good game straight out of the box. You know, I remember, I think back to Forza Horizon 4, and even Forza Horizon 3, when those games first came out, I bought those games like only a short period of time after they came out. I mean, there were a couple crash issues, but other than that, there wasn't really anything bad about those games or unfinished about those games when they came out. Russell? What's that noise? Russell? Oh, great, Russell's having a problem. Well, sausages. Anyway, so back to Forza 8. Yeah, I really hope that Forza 8 is released in a much better state this time. You know, it's actually, you know, first of all, the game's actually finished when it comes out, so we don't have to worry about crash issues. We don't have to worry about sausages. And Russell's computer is breaking. Yay! So anyway, yeah. So in other news, yeah. So Russell did mention the video game earlier. We'll be getting to that in just a little bit, but I think I might as well get into the bingo game right now since there's not much reason to not do so. Let's see. Yeah, so tell you what, we're gonna. I got a little video to play that explains the bingo game, and I'm gonna be showing that video right now, and then we're gonna get on to talking about Forza 8 and that other stuff. So without further ado, here, so I guess to explain the bingo game, this is a bingo game that was made by a guy by the name of JSR Devon, who was an active member in the Forza community, who has a YouTube channel as well, and he created this Forza bingo game, which is a thing for we think that's gonna run from when the game is announced to probably when the game releases, and maybe even post-release. So with that being said, here is JSR Devon to explain the bingo game.
Take it away.
So the first one is going to be that the next Forza will be announced, and that should be the first one you cross off here. The second one you might cross off here will be either the game is called Forza Motorsport 8, or the game isn't called Forza Motorsport 8, because they've been really reluctant to say anything more than the next Forza. And with the game rumored to be a reboot in quite a few ways, it really wouldn't surprise me if they just called it straight up Forza Motorsport, or if they called it something completely different. But either one of these you might be able to cross off too, and another couple that you might be able to cross off pretty early on are that 4K and the frames per second will be mentioned, and that 4K and the frames per second will be mentioned again. So that could be 2 to cross off right away. You could have 4 crossed off within the first minute or 2. But moving on, we're going to probably, if we see the game announced, we're probably going to see a trailer for it, so that's another one that you can cross off straight away. But then one related to the trailer is something that you can probably only cross out once the game is released. And this is something I've noticed over the years, is that the sounds in the trailer tend to be a lot better than the sounds in the actual game. The best example I can think of this is in Forza Motorsport 6, when they had that trailer and it showed a Bentley Speed 8 shifting up. It sounded so good, but then in the game it sounded absolutely nothing like that. So it was really disappointing. I hope this isn't the case this time, but it wouldn't surprise me. And yeah, if there's no lines that are crossed out during this event, this one might be one to cross out when the game comes out. So yeah, in that event I will keep the game, this whole bingo game, going the whole time. And then moving on, another one you'll probably be able to cross off quite early is the word accessibility. Microsoft loves the word accessibility for good reason. I mean, you want your games to be accessible, especially a racing game where people just love cars and all that. So accessibility will be mentioned quite a few times, I think. And then onto the hosts, we are going to see either Chris Sasaki or Dan Greenewalt, or both of them. So we could have Chris Sasaki or Big Danny G. That could be two to cross off straight away there as well. And then one that I really hope we can cross off is ranked multiplayer. Now, with the way racing games are going these days, ranked multiplayer is kind of the focus of things. So I'm not talking about like the leagues from Forza 6 and Forza 7. Those were kind of like a side thing. I'm talking about the main focus of multiplayer being ranked. I really hope that's one we can cross off, because it really, you know, for guys who might not be too into the idea of it, once you do it, it's awesome. So next up, we have got one that I think might be quite unlikely, but would also be very cool, and that is driver swaps. So again, for guys who don't know, in a lot of games, like more sim-sided games, you can have driver swaps during an event. So one player will take over from another player in the same car during a pit stop, which leads me to the next one, which is pit stops will be confirmed, something that Project Cars 3 has been defeated by. I'm not talking about here like Forza currently has, where you just drive into the pit lane. I'm talking about actual animated pit stops with strategies and all that. So that would be really, really cool to see. And then leading on to that, because of strategy, we've got a new tyre model, which I think has more or less been confirmed, or mentioned at least. So yeah, a new tyre model would be really cool, and it would go really hand in hand with the next two I want to talk about, which are time evolution, because Forza 6 had different weather conditions and day and night racing. Forza 7 had dynamic weather, so the next evolution from that is obviously time evolution. That would be awesome, because if you haven't raced and done a race where it goes from day to night and vice versa, it's really, really cool to do. And it also leads into the next one, which is track evolution, because the tracks do change, and as the temperature drops of the track loses or gains grip. And with the way they were talking about the tracks evolving, and it's something you do see in quite a few games these days, you have the tracks that are like green and they aren't very fast, and then you have the tracks that are rubbered in that are super, super fast, which does really change the way things work, which would be really cool to see in Forza, and I really hope they go down that road. Another one we can talk about, which is kind of off topic from what we were just talking about, is that this game is going to release with the Series X. That could be one of the big things that they talk about. I think Microsoft would like that to happen. Whether or not it is going to happen, we'll have to see. And then the other side to that is that we might have no release date given at all, because they might not be ready to make the game, who knows. And then from there, we could see a new build system. I've long been a detractor when it comes to the PR system. I think it makes for horrible racing, and the cars are just so unbalanced. So I would love to see a new system where the cars are pretty balanced, and a way to make that work is to have a lower car count. So the next one is that the car count is mentioned. Now, if they still mention like we have 800 cars in this game, that would really make balancing cars very hard. So I kind of wouldn't want to be able to cross this one out, because they're not going to mention it if it's a low number, because people will be like, oh, you've only got 200 cars, that's terrible. When really 200 cars for a track-based racing game is a pretty good number. Now, one that people will be very happy about, I think, is Fujimi Kaido. We will either have this track confirmed to be coming back, or there might be a little hint of it in the trailer, who knows. I would love to see Fujimi Kaido come back. It would hopefully mean that Point to Point comes back as well, but only time will tell. And then back to the cars, and this is a bit of a meme, I must say. The Rahal Letterman M3 GT2 will be confirmed for Forza Motorsport 8, or whatever they call the game. It's a meme because it's like, it's such an old car now, and it's confirmed early on for almost every single Forza. So, you know, if they confirm it now, it'll just be such a meme. And then the second to last one is that we'll see some form of off-road racing. Now, Rallycross was dropped in Forza 7, so yeah, it would make sense that, you know, they actually implement it this time, and I think it would be a pretty popular decision. just as long as no sacrifices are made on the actual track racing itself. And then the final one is that there might be a new real world track confirmed, which, yeah, I think we can all agree Forza Motorsport is in dire need of some real world tracks being added, because there haven't really been too many added in recent years. There were a few from 6 to 7, but a lot of those ones that were just returning tracks from older Forzas. So yeah, that is basically my game of bingo. You can download it in the description, and I think you can send me proof of your crossed off list if that happens via Twitter or Discord or whatever.
And that is it. That is the bingo game. And alright, now Russell's back. And so there you have it. That is the bingo game. Of course the team bounces up and down. Watch, I get to these thingies. I do apologize if the video was laggy. That is
yeah, why was it?
I thought it was an issue with YouTube first, but it turns out it's actually an issue with OBS. I guess OBS doesn't like YouTube play videos. So I will make sure to fix that in the YouTube version. One thing I should also mention is that the YouTube version, like the playback version, will actually be an edited version of this live stream, because I'll be cutting out all the boring stuff from the E3 showcase itself. Yeah, this is just there's a bunch of sausages when you watch this thing back. I mean, I feel like it's fine for the stream itself, because you can't really you can't really bang the coaches too hard. But if you're watching it back, then yes, we need a YouTube poop. So anyway, alright, so getting back on topic. So yeah, that is the bingo game. So the bingo game is definitely going to be an interesting one. I am definitely keen to see how many of those things become true. And yeah, so let's talk now. Since now we've gone over predictions of stuff that we might want to see in Forza, let's talk about I'm gonna go into more detail about it. So, Forza 8. I definitely want to see some very interesting stuff. For one thing, I guess let's talk about the cars. As in the cars in the game. Now in Forza 7, there were about 700 cars in the game. I think they even advertised, we have 700 cars in the game, which I think is the most of any motorsport game ever. But the problem with that, the problem with that
your Xbox hard drive
is that most of the cars, or at least half the cars in Forza 7 just felt a bit out of place, because for one thing, you had your race cars, you had your production cars, you had other cars that were, suited for the game. But then you had a bunch of off-roaders and stuff. Like, you had off-road trucks, and then you had the trophy trucks, and you even had narrow limit. The other day I was actually playing Forza 7, and I did a quick race where I set up to have a bunch of off-road vehicles in the game. In the race. And all of these took place at Homestead. This race itself took place at Homestead Miami Speedway. Yeah, I decided to do a race with off-road vehicles on the Homestead Miami Speedway, which is like the least off-road track. I say this, any paid track would count as the least off-road track. But I did it just for fun. But it really goes to show that they have these off-road vehicles, and yet they just don't fit anywhere in the game. So. With that being said, I think there were actually plans for Forza Motorsport 7 to feature off-road tracks. So this way that these off-road cars would have a place. Because if you're gonna have all these off-road vehicles in Forza Motorsport, I'm fine with these in Forza Horizon, because in Forza Horizon they serve their purpose and they serve it well. But in Forza Motorsport, whilst I'm talking, if you're gonna add these off-road vehicles into Forza Motorsport, you need to give them a place,
and build a wall.
And the best way to do that is, really to have an off-road track, because we were actually expecting there to be an off-road expansion for Forza Motorsport 7, and in the end we didn't even get any expansion for it. So yeah, for Forza 7 we were expecting an IMSA expansion and an off-road expansion. We didn't even get any expansion for Forza Motorsport 7. We did get, car packs, we did get some free cars, we did get some nice new features for Forza 7, but no expansions for this game. And every Forza game, well, not every Forza game, but a lot of the more recent Forza games have had expansions. You know, Forza Horizon 4 is a prime example. You know, another thing about Forza Horizon 4 is that they announced that there were going to be 2 world expansions from launch, and that's actually the reason why I got the Ultimate Edition of Forza Horizon 4, because I was going to be getting those 2 expansions post-launch, which I was quite happy with, and you know, I thought it was bang from a buck, so I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to spend $100 for the Ultimate Edition of Forza Horizon 4, and I'd say that I got my money's worth out of that game. Similarly, Forza Horizon 3, that also had 2 expansions, and I got both those. And then Forza Motorsport 6 is an interesting one, because that game also had 2 expansions. However, you know, those being the NASCAR expansion and the Russell. No. Anyway, so there were 2 expansions for Forza Motorsport 6 as well. One of which was the NASCAR expansion, the other which was the Porsche expansion. I actually got the NASCAR expansion the year that came out for the full price of $20. However, I wasn't going to get the Porsche expansion because I wasn't really that interested in it. But then, in 2017, back when the Porsche esports thing was going on, the Porsche expansion was on sale for a 75% discount for $5. So I was like, hey, this is a really good deal. So I decided to buy the Porsche expansion for Forza 6. And I made a bunch of rubbish videos on it, all of which are on my Rubbish Bin channel now. So, hey, if you want to watch me play the Porsche expansion, you can do that. You can view those on my Rubbish Bin channel. Same thing goes for the NASCAR expansion. I did a bunch of videos on that expansion. Those are also on the Rubbish Bin channel now. The videos themselves are rubbish and lazily made and not very good at all. But if you want to watch them, you can. And even though I would prefer that you watch my newer content, but anyway, yeah. So expansions. So I guess now, again, since now we're on the topic of expansions, expansions are going to be an interesting cookie for Forza Motorsport 8. Are there going to be any expansions for Forza 8? I don't know what they could do for expansions for Forza 8. I definitely want to see them, because, hey, if they do what they did for Forza Horizon 4 and say we're going to have 2 expansions for Forza Russell, and say we're going to have 2 expansions for Forza Motorsport 8, at launch. I'm not at launch, but like when the game banks, when the game is up for pre-order, and they say we're gonna have 2 expansions, I might just get the Ultimate Edition for Forza Motorsport 8. Otherwise, I might just only buy the 2 expansions if they appeal to me later on, and just get the base game for $60. And if there's any DLC packs I find interesting, I'll buy those later. Yeah. So anyway,
hey, Brony, look.
How am I gonna get back into the camera?
No.
Yes.
Never.
Okay. So we have 20. So we have less than or more, just more than 20 minutes. So
minutes left.
yeah, so I'm gonna get into some sausages. So yeah, I guess 6 expansions. Others I want to see for Forza 4.
I'm watching the show right now, so
Yeah.
I can keep the time for you.
Anyway, yeah. So one of the main things that I want to mention for Forza Motorsport 8, tracks. We need more tracks, because Forza Motorsport 7 had such a disappointing track list, because like all Forza 7 had was all the tracks in Forza Motorsport 6 plus 3 returning tracks from previous Forza games before that, as in Forza Motorsport 4. This being Suzuka, Maple Valley, and Mugello. And you had 1 new track to the franchise, that was the Dubai track. And that was it. A really, really disappointing track list. Like, Russell, make sure that's on mute. Hey, it was such a disappointing track list. I was so disappointed. Like, it was just every track before the 6 and just a couple of new tracks. Like, what? It was so disappointing. Like, I was so excited for some new tracks, and all we got was 4 new tracks for the Xbox. It was so disappointing. But I drove hope for Forza Motorsport 8 because they did mention late last year that they invented a cheaper and faster way to get real-world tracks into the game. And this gives me hope. And I'm hoping for at least 5, 6, maybe even 10 new tracks. Heck, 10 new tracks would be the jackpot. Maybe even more than that. So, hey, if what this thing is true and they really have come with a cheaper and faster way to bring new tracks for the game, I'm expecting a good number of new tracks. I mean, they don't even have to be real-world tracks. I mean, I just want tracks that are, you know, interesting. You know, maybe more NASCAR tracks, more Bangkok tracks, just more tracks. And I want more than what we got in Forza 7. I'm expecting at least 7 new tracks. And maybe 10 10 you have me sold. Give me more than that, and I'll be absolutely amazed. I'll have new tracks for days. New tracks to drive my favorite cars on. It'll be so much fun. I think that'll be fun. And I guess another thing I talk about is new cars. I'm not really expecting that many new cars, which I'm okay with because there's enough cars in the game already. And I guess now I should get into something very interesting in regards to Forza Motorsport 8. Also, put that on mute. Or wear headphones or whatever so we can't hear on the show.
No.
Yes. Anyway, so I guess one thing I should mention is the cover car. Now, this is a big one, and I'll explain why. And I guess it's mentioned right now the C8 Corvette. Now, I feel like it has to be the C8 Corvette because I've thought long and hard about this, and there's something that makes a lot of sense to me. So this is Forza Motorsport 8. Alright, it's Forza 8, and you have the new Corvette, which is the C8 Corvette. So, you have Forza 8, the C8 Corvette. Doesn't it make sense? I feel like it does, because C8, Forza 8, I feel like I've confirmed it right now that the cover car for Forza Motorsport 8 will be the C8 Stingray Corvette, the new Corvette. I feel like it has to be. Or either that or some version, upcoming version of the C8 Corvette. It makes total sense. And honestly, if they have any other car on the cover for Forza Motorsport 8, I'm gonna be surprised. Like, if it's not the C8 Corvette, I'm gonna be surprised. Because besides the C8 Corvette, I really don't know what else they can have for the cover car. Maybe another unannounced car for it. I don't know. I really can't think of any other car that they could be on the cover car, or that could be the cover car for Forza.
How about a Ferrari?
I really think it's gonna be the C8 Corvette. It makes total sense. Plus, they always pick the hottest thing of the year for the cover car for the new Forza games. It just makes total sense to be the C8 Corvette. I'm honestly gonna be surprised if it's not the C8 Corvette. No, Ferraris are sausages. But yeah, I'm gonna be very surprised actually if it's not the C8 Corvette. It just makes total sense to me. No. So yeah, I guess other things as regards to the game. I want to see a revamped career mode because the career mode for the past couple of Forza games have been pretty boring. I want to see more, I want to see a more in deeper career mode. Like I guess one thing I should get into. Well, I guess to get into career mode, I really want to see a more in-depth career mode because I think the current career mode in Forza 7 is just boring. So yeah, it's so boring that I haven't even bothered to finish it. I just don't have that much interest at all in the career mode. I really want to see a more in-depth career mode, and one that actually captures the real, a real racing driver's life. As in as far as sponsors, teams, kind of like what NASCAR or what the 704 games, NASCAR games have, or something like. Just I want to see a career mode that's just really deep, and you have the chance, or you have the opportunity to make it so deep because you have all these cars in the game and all these divisions in the game.
Frony.
You have all these opportunities to make a really good career mode. Whack.
15 minutes.
Yeah, so you have all these opportunities to make a really good career mode. So, I'm expecting a new and improved career mode for Forza Motorsport 8. I mean, that might be a bit too much to expect. If it's just another boring career mode, though, then I might just be like, yeah. So, with that in mind, I also want to see some graphical improvements because the graphic, I say graphic improvement. That's actually a bit of that's actually one that we should guarantee because one thing I should mention is that Forza 8, this is a release title for what is the new Xbox Series X, which is the new powerful console and sausages. So, yeah, I probably should expect some even better graphics than the previous game. I really that really hasn't taken up too much time compared to the rest of the games. So yeah, that's my predictions and expectations for Forza Motorsport 8. I'm really expecting them to build up on what they had in Forza Motorsport 7, but make it better. And I'm expecting the cover car to be the C8 Corvette. If it is anything else, I'm gonna be surprised. But if it's a C Corvette,
Run
it's.
for your life.
But let's just say though, if it is C Corvette, I will be one happy Corvette fan. Yeah, as in, if you don't already know, I'm a big Corvette fan. I love Corvettes. The Corvette is my favorite family of cars, and the C Corvette really has my interest. So, if it is any other car, I'm gonna be surprised. So, yeah. So that's Forza 8. I guess now one last thing I want to talk about before I might go back to some of the Forza 8. Also, I just want to get all this covered before the show begins. Now I want to talk about
watching the pre-show.
So now I want to talk about racing games in 2020 and 2019. Now 2019 was a pretty dull year for racing games. There was really no big release titles. Like there were no big release games. Like you had NASCAR 84, which was pretty good. And then you had F1 2019, which I would have got, but I just didn't have the money for it. So I was like, eh. I probably could have got it last year, but I'm actually glad that I didn't get F1 2020 last year, or F1 2019 last year, because I want to get F1 2020, yeah!
Would you shut up?
So anyway, yeah, so, I guess one thing, so racing games in 2020 now.
So stupid.
Shut up. So racing games in 2020. Well, so far we've got, StreamYard is having a problem. Okay, it's back. It's good now. Anyway, so racing games 2020. So far, we got NASCAR Heat 5, which is pretty similar to NASCAR Heat 4. Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna say it right now. NASCAR Heat 5. It's I don't know. It's too similar to NASCAR Heat 4 for me. So I will be getting NASCAR.
Fun.
I will be getting NASCAR Heat 4 though. I mean NASCAR Heat 5. Probably in the winter holidays when it goes on sale on Steam. That being said, though, we might do some Top Gear sausages on NASCAR Heat 5 this winter holiday, so we can say Merry Winter Holidays and stuff. That'd be very exciting. Ha 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 ha. And you also have F1 2020. Now, F1 2020 really has my interest because, F1 20, the F1 games have been an interesting cookie because, every new F1 game on the next gen consoles has
Brody, you have 10 minutes left to blabber your mouth away.
Has had some really interesting stuff. Like we started with F1 2015, which was a pretty bare bones game, but it was the first F1 game on the new next gen console, so I'll give the benefit of the doubt. F1 2016, you had a career mode. F1 2017, you had classic cars. F1 2018, you had an even deeper career mode. F1 2019, you had Formula 2, and now for F1 2020, you have the My Team feature, which does have my interest, and I will
taking independent games.
And I will try to check that out if I can get my hands on F1 2020 this year. So yeah.
Series X.
So, and in other games, we also have Project Cars 3 that was announced. I haven't actually done that much studying to Project Cars 3. I don't really plan to get Project Cars 3 because I really haven't played Project Cars 2 that much, and I've had that game for about a few years. So I want to put some more. I'm thinking about putting in some more playability into Project Cars 2 before I even think about Project Cars 3. And Project Cars 3 doesn't actually, it looks a bit weird because apparently Project Cars 3 has gone the more simcade route, whereas Project Cars 2 has been more of a simulator focus. So I might not get Project Cars 3. I might get Project Cars 3 later in the year, but I'm not too sure. I can't guarantee it. Project Cars 3 might be a skipper for me because I want to play Project Cars 2 some more with sausages. And finally, oh yes, Gran Turismo 7. This is the biggie. I've already talked about Gran Turismo 7 earlier in the year. Oh yeah, I actually mentioned Gran Turismo. Oh yeah, actually no. I was talking about Gran Turismo 7 in my Train Sim World 2 live stream. So if you guys want to watch that, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on Gran Turismo 7, then watch my Train Sim World stream. But I want to talk about it again here because Gran Turismo 7, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful game. And I think that Forza Motorsport 8, providing the next-gen Xbox sausage is good, it will be a very beautiful game. Yeah!
I'm just sitting here listening to your blabber.
Don't you agree, Russell?
Maybe.
Yeah. So that's about all I really have to say for now. So hey, Russell, do you want to add anything?
Not really.
Talk about sausages.
You pretty much just told all my things to talk about.
Hey, Russell, you want to talk about Halo for a bit?
No, I'm busy watching the show.
Russell! Alright, Russell, I want you to shut the show off and talk about some stuff on my show. Don't worry, I'll make sure to watch the show. for when it's banked. Come on,
I'm
Russell.
actually enjoying myself.
Russell, you're up. Holy moly!
Why?
Apparently the Xbox channel has a 10 million different versions of the Xbox Game Showcase in a bunch of different languages. Interesting.
Duh. What else would you expect?
Okay. I like how the English version has 46,000 views and the rest of them, yeah, not really my views, which is not surprised. Because most of us are American,
That's sad, actually.
so I will bring up the English version.
46,000 people watching the
Yeah.
show right now.
That's interesting. So we have 46,000 people watching the English version and really not that many people watching any other version. And I'm going to flip this over here.
Hey, Frony, are we gonna play the bingo game or not?
Yes we are. Actually, I'm actually going to rely on you to play the bingo game, so I'd like you to bring up Microsoft Paint and cross up whatever happens.
Oh my
I'll be paying
God.
attention to the show and all. Like, it's Forza Motorsport 8! Anyway, hey Russell, you want to talk about Halo or something?
Halo Infinite.
We got time.
I want my Halo Infinite.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
Frony
so-
over here hasn't played this game yet, which
Oh,
he
shoot, the
needs
game's
to.
not-
It's very fun.
Yeah.
He needs to play it.
I'll get into it eventually, don't worry.
We
Maybe.
can bank the coaches.
I don't know.
On the
Hey
bank
Russell,
coaches
you're
channel.
not on the screen.
No, I'm busy watching the show.
Show your face on the screen now.
Here's my face.
And by the
I'll
way,
show you.
you're gonna have to do that when the actual show begins.
Here's my face.
Just
I'll
turn your
show
chair
you.
so we can see it, okay?
No.
Now.
No.
Russell, be a good boy and show your face.
Oh my God, you're so stupid.
And by the way, you're gonna have to do this for when we're actually reacting to
You
the
already
Xbox
said
sausages.
that.
Good. I'm gonna say it again until you follow the rest. Okay, so Halo is a thing as well. I'm not gonna talk about Halo that much because this is a racing game focused channel. Other than that, I guess there's not much else to say.
Brony.
I really want to get through this as fast as I could so we could be ready in time for 12.
Well, we can pause the camera when the show starts.
Actually, no. Russell, I'm gonna have our faces showing whilst we're watching. By
Have
the
an
way.
Xbox controller.
So, Russell, when we're reacting, we will be showing our faces for this one. Okay? Okay.
Brony, do you have coronavirus? Because you seem to be blowing your nose.
Maybe
a
I
lot.
do have coronavirus because I'm blowing the nose quite a bit. Yeah. I don't know.
How could you get coronavirus in your own house?
I don't know. But yeah, as you know, I don't
Your
wear a
house
mask
is like your
because
safe bubble.
first of all, I have big balls and I don't like wearing a mask, and secondly, because my name is Bank Coaches.
I'm actually on your same boat. I don't like wearing masks either.
Yay!
Mask makes me sick.
So anyway,
I suffer dreadfully.
yeah. So anyway, special.
We have 5 minutes left.
5. Actually, no. We have 7 minutes left. You idiot.
No, well, less than 7 minutes.
Also, go to the Xbox channel and watch it there.
I am watching it.
Also, I don't know why it's age restricted.
Yeah, because it has that game set.
I mean, this is mild profanity, so I guess I will issue a mild profanity warning. Oh yeah, by the way, since Forza is really the only interesting thing on the show, once the Forza trailer plays, we're actually gonna just shut the stream off and continue talking for a bit.
Why?
We'll be talking about Forza Motorsport 8 after it shows, because everything after that is just boring.
Xbox game showcasing.
And we're almost ready to go, but yeah.
This is actually a cool background they have.
So, Forza Motorsport 8, it's gonna be a special.
Let me look at it. It looks like the Xbox Series
It's
X.
green!
It's Fernie Toboggan green.
Hey Russell, anything else you want to say?
Give me my Halo and I'll be happy.
But Russell, don't you want to talk about Forza 8?
No,
Please.
we already did.
But Russell! Well, I guess not much else to say. So I guess I can go more deep into Forza Motorsport 8.
This is kind of like New Year's, but in New Year's Eve, but in another twist.
It's a special. I worked on this for 2018. And we have
Specials.
oh no! We got a train accident. Never mind, it's fine. Anyway,
we have the exact same Xbox controllers.
it's too slow.
Your face is too slow.
Anyway.
Hey, Brony, show me your Xbox controller.
No!
It's right there, I know.
I'm too lazy.
You are too lazy.
Anyway. What?
We have 4 minutes.
Someone just said Forza 5. That game came out several years ago. That game's old. Anyway.
Forza 5?
Yeah. The game came out in 2013, back when the Xbox One was
Where's
here.
Forza Horizon 5 when you need it?
Next year, probably.
Or the year after that?
I don't know if it would have gone that game this year if Forza Motorsport 8 didn't have to be delayed by a
How
year.
much actually was Forza Horizon 4?
Well, let's see. The standard edition was $60. The deluxe edition was
No,
$80.
I meant how
What?
much the game to make it. How much was it for them to make it?
Oh, you mean the budget? I don't know. I'll look that stuff up on the internet. I don't get rid of that stuff. I'm throwing to Bob.
I thought you were from the Bob and
Yeah, well, I pay attention to the bank codes and stuff. You know, the game itself and stuff.
Hey, Frony, I'm gonna put my earbuds under my headphones so I can actually listen to the show.
Good. I'm afraid to Bob and I'm disgusting.
And you're stupid.
Your mother. Anyway, this is so exciting.
I'm just jamming to the music they have.
Oh my god! Of course you are. I makes music.
This is actually good. This is actually good music.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll use it for my own show. Yeah. Hey, remember that time when Mr. Bubbles played Train Simulator?
Oh my god, that was so stupid. Mr. Bubbles, you actually sucked at driving that ACS 64.
First of all, I didn't drive an ACS 64, and secondly, it wasn't my fault. Yeah, remember that time that Mr. Bubbles played Train Simulator? Wasn't that exciting?
Yay, let's get 2 minutes.
It's actually more than 2 minutes, but okay. It's 3 minutes. Man, boss, you don't even get your countdown right.
Get your countdown right.
My countdown says 3 minutes and
2 minutes and 40 seconds.
No, you will die. Anyway, yeah, I guess we're almost about to begin. I really don't have much more to say.
30 seconds.
I might have more to say after the show, but we'll see. Yeah, I know it's a bit salty that I banged the coaches.
Oh my god.
I probably would have said some more stuff, but I really want to get all this out of the way before.
Well, we can do it on the after show.
Yeah, don't worry. Maybe on the post show, I'll talk more about sausages. But I think on the post show, I'm actually
There's
gonna stick it to just
a
a
post
Forza.
show, I think. Is there gonna be a post show?
I don't know if Xbox did do a post show of their own, but we're gonna do our own post show. But what we're actually gonna be doing is that once Forza Motorsport 8 plays, we're actually gonna just shut off the Xbox thing because
Hey, Frony.
Because after
I
that,
know
it's
what
gonna be
we
a bunch
could
of
do
more
after
stuff.
the show.
Right.
We could play some Roblox
Maybe for 10 minutes.
to celebrate.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, what we're actually doing is that once the Xbox show begins, I mean, not once the Xbox show begins, once Forza Motorsport 7 plays, we're gonna just shut the stream off because we're not gonna be reacting to the entirety of the show because after Forza 8, it's gonna be a bunch of stuff that we're interested in, and yeah. All right, enough messing. Come on, let's get this started.
Are we actually gonna show the game?
Of course we are. Yes, I will be showing the Xbox thing itself.
No, are we actually gonna show the game?
Of course they are, you blithering idiot. They do it every time there's a new Forza game. I guarantee they're gonna show a trailer, then they're gonna show some gameplay, and that's gonna be it for now.
I hope so. Rumors are true.
I mean, they will probably show some more stuff like later, as in
Like
after
later this year.
I mean, later today, later this week, later this year in fall season, yeah. Also, yeah, I think that that seems to be a little bit of lag. I probably do. Oh my god.
Your computer sucks.
All right, can I just delete Oh man. I wish I didn't have to show the chat. Darn it.
30 seconds.
Alright, there we go. Alright, well, we're about to begin. It's 12 p.m. where I'm at. And I'll be switching in just a moment.
It's 11 a.m. where I'm at. We're actually an hour.
Alright,
apart.
14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. YouTube poop! You're showing the thing. That's not intentional.
Not really.
Okay, I do apologize for this. I don't know if I can get rid of it.
There's still a
Welcome
showing
everyone
the Halo
to the
showcase.
Xbox Game Showcase. Today,
Yes, sir.
we're showing games from 9 of our 15 Xbox game studios. including
There's
Unveil's
Forza 8, I see
5 new
it.
first
Yeah!
What you'll see today is how Xbox
The
Game
whole reason
Studios
why we're actually doing
are
this show.
harnessing their passions to bring their dreams to life.
Alright.
We believe that how you find and play your
I saw
games
certain tenants
is
of
as
Forza 8
important
will be
as the
shown.
device you play
Alright,
on.
good.
Xbox
Halo,
Game
I mean,
Pass
Forza
is the
8
best way
confirmed.
to discover
Forza
and
8
play.
confirmed.
Alright, well
And
now we
want
gotta
you to
actually
be able
see
to
it.
experience as many great games
Actually, they
as
kind of...
possible.
Hang on a minute.
So Game Pass members, you can play every game you see today from your subscription or free to play.
That's interesting.
These games will look and play best on Xbox Series X,
Oh, it might be the second
delivering
one they show,
unmatched
actually.
fidelity,
Okay. Maybe.
performance, precision, and immersion.
Alright guys, we'll have to wait
And we've
and see.
designed the most consistently powerful next generation.
Here's the next gen console.
And we've built state-of-the-art
I
platform
will try to get
technology
this one this
to
year.
allow every developer
I'm not
to
sure, though,
realize
we'll
their
see.
full vision. One studio that has always pushed the limits of our hardware is Turn 10.
Oh my god,
Early
okay.
development on the next Forza Motorsport.
Alright, well, we're getting into it.
Xbox Series X.
Alright, good.
This is
Closer to
a
their
good
dream.
start.
Alright, good, bro.
Unprecedented realism, ray
Yes!
tracing, and native 4K
my
resolution,
God, it's
all
Forza.
at
Ooh,
60
look at
frames
that.
per second. The trailer you're about to see was captured.
Alright, good. We're already getting to
completely
Forza 8, so we don't have to mess around here. Good. Alright, here we go.
Premiere.
Forza 8, the whole reason we're watching this show. Ooh. Nice garage scene. Oh, it's nice.
No, these cats.
That's a prototype. Ooh, okay, driver's just my back. BC mono. That looks nice. Apollo IE.
Xbox Game Studios presents Rare.
I have to look at a steak, though. Forza Motorsport. Huh? It's not Forza 8, it's just Motorsport. Are you kidding me? Wait. Is that it? What?
Our world has a rhythm. We all set.
Okay. That was... Is that it? Is that all we get for Forza 8? Or Forza Motors... I guess they're just calling it Forza Motors... What the heck? That was the weakest reveal I've ever seen. I mean, unless there's more, but...
You had one job.
Forza Okay. That's it? Are you kidding me? Alright, you know, I'm gonna pause this for a minute. And
Well, you said after Forza we would.
and flip back to this. I'm gonna have this in the background, but is that it? That was the weakest reveal I've ever seen for Forza game ever.
Hey, Frony.
That's it?
Frony.
I mean, it looks cool. Is that it? And by the way, that's another bingo thing. It's not even called Forza 8, it's just Forza Motorsport. I mean that gives us that gives me hope, but what I mean not what that I'm broken. Is that
You're
it?
broken.
No. There's no way that's just it. Huh? I mean, I like how they say it's a reboot though, so I mean that's something, but
Well, we did our duty.
seriously? That's all? No. That's it. I mean, thank you Xbox for showing Forza as soon as possible. The next game after Forza, I mean not for Halo. I mean, I don't have to cut that out from the thing, but seriously? That's it. Ready to break down the tiny little portrait? That was nothing. I mean, I will say, it does give me some hope because, you know, they're not calling this Forza Motorsport 8. They're just calling this Forza Motorsport, which means it's a bit. I mean, JSR Devon's on Twitter right now saying it's a bit of a reboot, which I mean is, and it has a new logo, so.
Well, we did our duty.
So I mean, that's cool. It's new. It's Forza and it's new, but I'm a little bit disappointed actually because wait, all your oh, what the heck? But
Frony's reaction is so priceless.
I'm actually broken right now. Is that all? I was expecting a whole thing like I did for Forza Horizon 4. Is that all we're getting? Come on. I mean, sure, it's nice. Wait, still early in development. You're kidding me, right? Okay, well, we're getting tweets
So
now.
that means we have to wait another year just to get the game.
Wait, hang on, man. Okay, so Forza Motorsport is saying, while still in early development, we couldn't keep this all to ourselves. Here is a sneak peek of Forza Motorsport. Oh. I mean, did they say release date at the end? I mean, I'm excited, but confused, because they didn't even show that much. I mean, they showed the Apollo, and there was no CA Corvette either! What? So, I mean, what we showed was cool, but it was so underwhelming. Is that all? I guess that's all.
I don't even know what to say.
There's not even that much to say. I mean, it's nice. As my idiot self forgets to bring up that time, but wait, I'm actually broken. That's all. I'm actually a little bit disappointed because they show all that in the Halo, but then they show Forza and we get next to nothing. I mean, I will say, they did say that it is early in development, so I guess it's not that close to finished.
to show gameplay.
I mean, I guess that's it. That was so underwhelming. I was expecting this big showcase like that for Forza Horizon 4. I mean, I guess it's not even coming to the holidays. I mean, okay, all right, let's get straight now. I said I'm broken. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to say, but now I do.
I'm just like speechless right now.
Based on what they said with the Halo trailer, I can guess that the Xbox Series X isn't coming out until the holidays. And it also sounds to me like Forza Motorsport, I guess they're just calling it, is only going to be on the Series X and PC. There will be no Xbox One version. So if you do want to play Forza Motorsport this year, you will have to make sure you have either a really good PC or the new Xbox Series X. I have neither of those, but I'm going to try to fix that this winter holidays. But, I mean, there is some stuff to talk about though. First of all, the title of the game. We were all expecting it, or I was at least expecting it to be Forza Motorsport 8. But it's just Forza Motorsport. Now, this is big, though. Like, I will say, this is actually a big hint at what's to come. Because if they were just calling this Forza Motorsport, if they were calling this Forza Motorsport, then it would be the next installment in the franchise, which, I mean, is fine. It's fine. But this, they're calling it Forza Motorsport. That's big. Because this tells me that this is kind of like the rebirth of the franchise. The rebirth of the Forza Motorsport franchise. And honestly, what I saw, I liked. I will say that. Like, what I saw, I mean, I saw the BAC Mono, the Apollo IE, and the Toyota prototype thing that I didn't really recognize that much because it wasn't pieces. I'm not even sure that was a Toyota. It was some kind of prototype. Yeah, the Apollo IE and Laguna Seca. But I was saying earlier in the show, though, I want to see more like a motorsport feel to it. I think that might just be what we're getting. Which is insane. It looks good, and the graphics, we saw the graphics of the game, it looks beautiful. I mean, I was expecting it to look beautiful, but seeing it in itself, seeing it in the flesh, it is beautiful. I will say it's almost as good as Gran Turismo 7. It's not quite as good as Gran Turismo 7, but it's almost there. But either way, it's still beautiful. It's still really, really good, and I'm happy with it. But other than that, there's not much to debunk from this trailer. I mean, alright, you know what, how about this? I'm gonna look through the trailer.
We waited an hour for 2 minutes.
Tell you what, I'm gonna rewatch the trailer. It was a minute-long trailer, very simple and to the point, but at the same time, I didn't really reveal much. Hang on, I'm gonna watch the trailer again and just debunk it. I mean, whatever. Let's see. So they start the trailer in a studio, which is interesting. I'm not gonna go into super detail right now. Actually, yeah, there's that thing. What thing was that screen? Okay, the name of the thing: Tech Sport Racing, the Laguna Seca Legends. Okay, I guess that's a sign for race events. And they show it itself. We had the Apollo IE racing at Laguna Seca, so Laguna Seca is back into the game. No surprise there. You also have the driver's suits. I guess those are back. And they do have interesting liveries. Number 23, number 41. Huh. I think we're gonna be getting a true motorsport game. This looks good. I like what I'm seeing. And I'm very keen to see where it goes in execution. But I guess it's still in development. They haven't finished the game enough to show more stuff. Which, since I guess it's not even going to be coming out until December. So I guess that's acceptable. But it's... I don't know. I was expecting more. I don't know. But that was so underwhelming.
Can we just
What was that? I mean, I don't dislike what I'm seeing. I like it. I just wish
But
we
what
could have
was
seen
that?
more.
What was that?
But I guess we should take this as a preview of what's to come.
Sure.
So, I guess we'll have to wait till next month or July, or not July, it is July. It's almost the end of July. August, September, whatever, to see more. I'm so broken though, like that's all, seriously, that's it? Let's look on Twitter again. I mean, Oh, and since that 16 years before, yeah. So, also, this is interesting. So, JXVX, Forza Motorsport graphics look absolutely crazy. I'm not really bothered about no gameplay just yet. We're not in any rush, really, are we? Also, no mention of it coming holiday 2020 doesn't mean it's not coming this year. Ooh, that's really interesting. Maybe it's not even coming this year. Maybe it's coming early next year or something. Okay. I'll say the new Forza Motorsport has a 4K 67 ray tracing on Xbox Series X to deliver a dynamic world that is connected. Forza Horizon 4 is also being updated for Xbox Series X. Okay, that's... Well, that's nice. I might do that. I already got Forza Horizon 4. We'll play that in the next console. Interesting. But... yeah. It doesn't have a number. It's not Forza 8. It's just Forza Motorsport. I'm out. That's all I have to say. As my nose keeps
the show
running.
is canceled.
No, it's not canceled, you idiots. I'm gonna find this later. There won't be that much go to the YouTube version, which is interesting. I thought we were gonna have to wait an hour for the Forza the show, but all we had to wait was like 10-15 minutes for them to get over the Halo showcase. I guess that's it. That's all we're getting. Really, there's not really much to speculate from. I mean, there were a ton of hints and clues of what's to come, but nothing is really confirmed. I mean, they did say it's coming to the Xbox Series X, but they also didn't mention a release date. Does that mean that's not even coming this year? And they just say early in development, so I mean, maybe it's not even coming out this year. Maybe it's coming out next year. I mean, I'm not complaining. At least it gives me time to play some other racing games before that, but I don't know. Alright, well, at this point I'm just going around circles, so hey Russell.
What?
Do you want to do a little bit of Roblox before we end?
No.
Saying there's nothing really to talk about?
I'm actually bored.
Please! I give you $1 million!
No.
Russell!
No.
Well,
No.
no. Well, I guess that's it. That's all we have to talk about. That was it. Oh, man.
I'm actually starting to feel broken myself.
I don't know. I'm a little bit broken right now. I'll probably come out later to talk more about it. I really can't say much right now because it just happened, so I'm really broke. Like, I'm actually broken. I'm broken. That's all I can say right now. I'll probably come out with some more details later, come out with some more thoughts of my own
Hey, Frony.
later on when they show more. Otherwise, if we don't get any news after this by Tuesday, because when I'll be uploading the edited version of this, there's not much to say. There's not much I can take from this.
Hey, Frony.
I mean, is that a bad thing? No, but it's intriguing. Yes, Russell?
You know what my computer was doing?
Was it farting or something?
No, it was like making this beeping noise, and my mouse cursor was all like lagging stuff.
Oh, well, maybe it was having a
What?
poop.
What does that mean?
Maybe it was so excited to play Forza or something. I don't know.
Maybe. So I did a emergency restart.
Interesting. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. So, you know, I really don't want to end this show on such a note like this. Like, I was excited for like a big talk, but I guess this is how I'm gonna end this year's show. I don't know. I hate to end this show now, but there's just not much I'm gonna say. I was really hoping to end this on a much more excited note. Like, oh yeah, Forza 8, we have the cover car. I mean, I say Forza 8. What do they call it? Do we say Forza Motorsport now? I guess so. I can't call it Forza 8 because that's not what it is. It's Forza Motorsport. So I guess it's now a reboot of the franchise. It's big. It's big news. So yeah. I can't say anything more.
I'm actually checking Twitter.
I'm literally going around in circles right now. I can't say anything more. Like, that's literally all I can say. I might as well just end the show now. Yeah, honestly, I should just end the show now. Like, there's nothing more to say. I didn't see the NECA Corvette, but they did show the Apollo IE as, like, the first car. They showed on the track, so it sounds like the Apollo IE is going to be the cover car. Or maybe that's the preview. Maybe they'll show the CA Corvette R as the cover car. I mean, I wouldn't mind the Apollo IE. I like that car. But, yeah. So,
That was...
honestly, I just end the stream. Like, there's nothing else to show. I'm just going around circles, so. Alright, I guess that's it. So. Yeah. So. But yeah, I guess, wait, Devin says, like Forza Motorsport was Pro Mag for Turn 10, but so Pro Mag that 3 years down the line the game is only in early development. Bingo is cancelled. There's nothing to go on. I'm sad. Yeah, I hyped up the Bingo game at the beginning, but it's cancelled. There's nothing to go on. There's nothing to go on. Yeah, I took 6 minutes out of live stream to show that video, and I can't. I mean, no discredit to JSR Devin. That was still worth our time because it you know, bang coaches, but now we show that it's not even gonna be happening. I mean, no, the video game is gonna be happening. Alright, no. No, we can't end the stream like this. I think we need to play... No, I can't go Forza. I don't want to do Forza X. I feel like it's too sausagey. I guess that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Yeah, might as well do the outro. The most underwhelming... I think this is the most underwhelming outro I've done to a live stream ever. Like, in my 5th consecutive year doing live streams, this is probably the most underwhelming outro I've done to a live stream ever. Especially to a live stream that I would say has gone successful, as far as how it's gone itself. So, yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I feel like I should say something more, but I can't because I don't know what to say. And Ross, anything else you'd like to say?
I'm speechless.
Yeah, so am I. But yeah, that wraps it up. And I will see you in whatever. I hate to end on such a note, but I don't know what else to say, so I will see you in whatever I make next.